Welcome to the Guidance Functions webinar on biobanks. A biobank is a structured collection of human biological material that is accessible according to certain criteria and where the information contained in the biological material can be attributed to individuals. In this webinar on biobanks, we will cover the following areas: permissions, the Bio and Genome Bank Denmark, the Danish National Biobank, and how to access their materials. In order to access data for research use, some reviews and approvals are required beforehand. All projects that store or process personal information or data must be listed on the record of processing activities. A record of processing activities is documentation of information about who processes personal identifiable information, which data is used, and for what purpose. An exception is projects where only anonymized data is used. These projects do not have to be reported to the record of processing activities. The record of processing activities is available in the regions and at the universities. Private companies must keep records of processing activities themselves. Notification procedures, templates, and such varies among regions and universities. Where you have to report your project depends, among other things, on where you are employed. In the region of southern Denmark, notification to the record of processing activities is based locally at the hospitals, but in other regions it is collected regionally. According to Danish legislation, all research projects that contain human biological material must be approved by a scientific ethics committee before they can be carried out. In general, the Science Ethics Committee system consists of 3 different committees: the National Science Ethics Committee, the Regional Science Ethics Committees, and the Science Ethics Medical Committees. The National Science Ethics Committee handles applications related to particularly complex areas, coordinates the work of regional committees, and establishes guidelines and more. The Regional Science Ethics Committees processes applications related to health science research projects from a principal investigator operating within the jurisdiction of the regional committee. The Science Ethics Medical Committees deals with applications concerning clinical trials involving medicine and medical equipment. Currently, there are 3 committees under the Science Ethics Medical Committees. The purpose of the Science Ethics Committee system is to ensure that health science research projects are conducted ethically. The rights, safety, and well-being of research participants take precedence over scientific and societal interests. Health science research projects subject to reporting requirements should, as a general rule, be reported to the Regional Science Ethics Committee unless they fall within the category of particularly complex areas or clinical trials involving medicine or medical equipment. You should report to the Regional Science Ethics Committee located in the same area as the principal investigator's workplace or research site. Projects that are subject to reporting requirements may include, but are not limited to, experiments on live-born individuals, tissues, cells, deceased individuals, and more, clinical trials involving medicine in humans, clinical testing of medical equipment, and health data science projects. Projects that need to be reported to the National Science Ethics Committee rather than the Regional Committee are those falling within particularly complex areas. The particularly complex areas include extensive mapping of an individual's genetic material for which the project is applying for exemption from the consent requirement as per Section 10 of the Committee Act, psychosurgery, research on deceased individuals as part of organ removal, and health data science research projects. Health data science projects differ from other health science research in that they exclusively involve dry data, such as numbers, descriptions from patient records, questionnaires, or laboratory results. They involve research using previously collected genomic or imaging data. If the research project involves a collection of new data or biological material, it should be reported to a Regional Science Ethics Committee. In cases of uncertainty regarding whether a project falls within the particularly complex areas, it is recommended to contact the Regional Science Ethics Committees. The Bio and Genome Bank Denmark, also known as RBGB, is a nationwide structure encompassing the regional biobanks. RBGB's mission is to secure biological materials for individual citizens' diagnosis and treatment while also supporting health research. The goal of RBGB is to facilitate diagnostics and treatments such as personalized medicine. RBGB is integrated into a shared infrastructure for the biobanking field and can contribute to research, ensuring that biological materials are utilized optimally. At the same time, the material is collected and registered according to uniform standards and procedures to enhance the quality of the biological samples. RBGB stores biological material in biobank centers and departments located throughout the regions. These centers are responsible for collecting, registering, and preserving the material within their respective regions. Hospitals across the country contribute to this effort. Currently, RBGB encompasses a total of 11 biobanks. These are distributed across 9 clinical biobanks: Danish Cancer Biobank, Danish Rheumatologic Biobank, Danish COVID-19 Biobank, Danish Genetic Biobank, Danish Screening Biobank, Danish Derma Biobank, Danish Diabetes Biobank, Danish Whole Genome Biobank, and Danish Eye Biobank. RBGB also includes the Danish Blood Donor Biobank and Danish Research Biobank. The structure is continuously expanding and will eventually accommodate more biobanks. Information about the material in the biobanks can be retrieved by RBGB's own secretariat. RBGB can therefore assist researchers in easily accessing relevant information that can contribute to the execution of a potential project. RBGB's secretariat facilitates and coordinates a comprehensive overview of available material within RBGB, thereby helping researchers establish research collaborations across the country. Anyone can contact RBGB's secretariat to obtain an overview of the number of materials that could potentially be used for a project application. The application process for collaboration with RBGB involves several steps. When a researcher intends to collect samples through RBGB's infrastructure, they should contact the RBGB secretariat. This is because RBGB's role and data flow need to be accurately described in the protocols, and the Secretariat is available to assist with this. After contacting RBGB, the project should be submitted to the Science Ethics Committee, the Regional Research Record, and any other relevant authorities. Subsequently, the application form should be completed and submitted to the RBGB Secretariat. The application form is used for both regional and national inquiries. For regional or local requests for material retrieval, the application form can be sent to either the RBGB Secretariat or the local Biobank Center. For requests for information or material retrieval from multiple regions, the application form should always be sent to the RBGB Secretariat. Once the above steps are completed, collaboration and the project can commence. The Danish National Biobank is one of the world's largest biobanks and an incredibly unique international resource that greatly benefits research into the causes, prevention, and treatment of diseases. With the Danish National Biobank, the potential inherent in the many biological samples collected by the Danish healthcare sector is being harnessed. Some of these samples are stored in the Danish National Biobank, while others are stored in various biobanks throughout the country. The Danish National Biobank is comprised of 3 components. The National Biobank Register, which contains detailed information about the available samples in the Danish healthcare system and the major research biobanks. The physical biobank itself, and the coordinating center which guides and advises researchers. Using the National Biobank Register, researchers can gain a unique overview and access to more than 25 million biological samples in Danish biobanks. The biological sample material from an individual can then be linked with a vast amount of data available in the Danish national registries, particularly within the healthcare areas. These samples originate from diagnostic examinations, national screenings, and population studies. Additionally, they also store samples from other entities such as the University of Copenhagen, the Danish Cancer Society, and the Steno Diabetes Center. The National Biobank Register gives researchers an overview of the biological material in the biobanks that collaborate with the Danish National Biobank. The biobanks that are accessible via the Danish Biobank Register are the Danish National Biobank, the Nationwide Birth Cohort Better Health in Generations, Copenhagen Hospital Biobank, Danish Cancer Biobank, Region Zealand Biobank, the Danish Twin Registry, Patobank, Copenhagen Prospective Studies on Asthma in Childhood, COP-SAC, the Danish Blood Donor Study, DD2, and the Danish Cancer Society project Diet, Cancer and Health. The biological material in these biobanks can be combined with the large amount of health data we have in the Danish health registries. The application process for data access at the Danish National Biobank has several stages. First, contact the Coordinating Center. The Coordinating Center can offer guidance with defining projects and research ideas and help clarifying the extent to which biobanks have the biological material that the researcher wishes to use. In addition, they can point the researcher in the direction of possible and potential collaboration partners. The project must then be reported to a scientific ethics committee. To gain access to the biological material, the project must be reported to a scientific ethics committee. It is a requirement in Danish legislation that all health science research projects involving human biological material have obtained scientific ethics approval. Apply for access via Research Service at the Danish Health Data Authority. Once the scientific ethics approval has been obtained, applications are made through the Common National Entrance to Biology and Data, which is via Research Service at the Danish Health Data Authority. The application is then forwarded to the Coordinating Center, which handles the further proceedings. In addition to Science Ethics Committee's approval, a project description, an extraction description, and approval from a responsible financial entity to cover the costs of sample retrieval must also be submitted. If the desired samples are found in external biobanks, the Coordinating Center can handle the communication with those biobanks. This means that the researchers only need to apply for access in one place. The Coordinating Center can also provide guidance and advice on accessing this material. The project is reviewed by the Biobank Selection Committee. All incoming applications are processed by the Biobank Selection Committee. The Biobank Selection Committee assesses applications in the order they are received and aims to respond to the researchers within 1 month of receiving a complete application. The samples are handed out. Terms for delivery are settled between the Danish National Biobanks Laboratory and the researcher. The samples are found and handed over. This was the Guidance Functions webinar on biobanks. Thank you for watching.